You know, I'm a quarterback at the end of the day, and I want to prove that each and every day I go out there and practice. I treat it like it's a game. If I incomplete a pass in practice, I'm ticked off. In the game, I'm trying to pinpoint everything. You know, dot my guys, let them get yards after the catch, because when the ball's in their hand, they can make something happen. So I'm just trying to get in their hand.
That's Lamar Jackson after the 49-13 win on Sunday. You made a point last night that I'd never realized before. That guy has a gigantic neck.
Right.
You almost tried to compare him to Takeo Spikes. Nobody has a neck like Takeo Spikes.
But that's a special
for a
neck.
Quarterback.
What?
And John Harbaugh, between the head coach and the quarterback of the Ravens, those are two of the thickest necks I've seen in football right now.
Yeah, Harbaugh wins the award at coaching, but Lamar Jackson, I've never seen a quarterback with a neck like that. And, you know, can we just stop talking about the thing? He's a quarterback. Let's get over it. Like, so we're going to ask him every week, like, oh, hey, you keep winning games. You keep going to the playoffs. You keep playing awesome. Are you proving you're going to quarterback? Yeah, he's already proven it. Let's move on. He's awesome. Now he's proving he's the MVP in football. And I like his sweater, too. That's a nice Versace
But, you know,
sweater.
He's got good, not great passing numbers, but you don't need to have great passing numbers when you have that dual threat and you can run the ball.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, when you see them win football games, the reason they win is because Lamar Jackson makes the 3 or 4 best plays on the field.
And let me just clarify. His passing numbers were spectacular, but he only threw the ball 17 times.
Yeah, well, get right. He doesn't have to. It's not all about the pass with them because he's got a special, set of skills.
He's got multiple games this year with a perfect passer rating of 158.3.
Yeah.
Multiple games.
So
all right, here's the draft trivia to determine the first selection in the Sunday Statement draft. Matthew Stafford was scratched yesterday, ending his streak of 136 consecutive starts. Which quarterback has the longest active streak of consecutive starts?
Oh, now?
Right now.
Oh, man.
Active
now. Right now. Hold on. I got to.
Is your brain active?
No,
it's your brain active right now?
I'm going to say Tom
cheating.
Brady.
No, it's Phillip Rivers. Oh, that's a shame.
I thought it was like so obvious. I don't know why I didn't do that. Damn it. I said I was going to say Phillip Rivers, and I chickened out.
Phillip Rivers has 217. He only needs to start every game for another 5 years to tie Brett Favre at 297. I have a feeling that's not going to happen.
I don't think so.
All right, first pick for me. I got to go with the MVP. I got to go with Lamar Jackson. I got to go with that spin move. I got to go with the perfect passer rating. He is the guy that we saw at Louisville. He is the guy. He is doing at the NFL level exactly what he did. And I doubted he'd be able to do it. Not because I thought, oh, he shouldn't be a quarterback, but I didn't think that it's a higher level.
Is.
Your skills have to step up to the next level.
And he didn't look this fast last year, to your point.
Well, he was heavier.
Yeah.
I think he tried to put on the extra little layer of armor so he could withstand the NFL pounding. And he's found the balance where he can withstand the pounding, and he also can move like he did relative to everyone else when he was at Louisville winning the Heisman Trophy. Actually had a better year the following season. The team wasn't as good, so he wasn't in consideration for the Heisman again, but he's that guy.
Yeah.
MVP. They got the Heisman package, too, in the backfield. Did you notice that yesterday? It was RG3, Lamar Jackson, and Mark Ingram.
That's
3 Heisman
cool.
winners. They call it the Heisman package, and Griffin got a handoff. I expect we're going to see that more. When a team has a special season like this, you start seeing that creativity. They're having fun. They creep in, and we're going to see more RG3 in that package.
Man, how many teams have you ever had 2 Heisman Trophy winners in their backfield, let alone have 3? That's kind of crazy. I didn't even think about that. Well, I mean, I don't like to be Captain Obvious, but I got to go to Captain Kirk and the Vikings here. I got to. I mean, come on, the narrative. And not just because of you and you're wearing the jersey. I mean, this is bigger than you, even though you're a real pain in the butt with this subject. But the Vikings, of course that was a statement. I mean, nobody thinks they can win games like they did last night.
You're doing the full team again?
I am. Because
you do that every week.
Fine, I'll go Kirk, just that Kirk Cousins, okay? But either way, I mean, it was a thing around the whole team. I mean, it was encompassing Mike Zimmer as well. But, yes, Kirk Cousins especially, yes, he made a statement yesterday to go, listen, I can win games like this on the road. I mean, that was a nice athletic throw there. It gives his guy a chance. Either he catches it, nobody catches it. I'll go off with something Rodney Harrison said too. Like it wasn't like a whoa, oh my gosh, this is an unbelievable performance. He didn't try to do too much. He took what was there and he made some big throws and some big moments to win the football game for the Vikings. So that was a huge statement for him personally, and I think for the Vikings in general, just to go. Like, we weren't sure, and now we can go, oh, no, they're kind of for real in the NFC, and they're dangerous, and they can be a pain in the butt in the playoffs.
And the thing is, with every blown opportunity to change the narrative, there'd be more pressure with each passing opportunity.
Yes.
And if you don't end that, it only gets worse when you play Seattle on a Monday night. It only gets worse if the Week 15 Sunday night game against the Chargers remains in prime time. It only gets worse the Monday night against the Green Bay Packers on December 23. So they needed to break it, and especially before the postseason, because and remember Mike Zimmer told us at the league meetings in March that they lose in prime time because you're playing good teams in prime time.
Of course.
That's otherwise that game would be just a tough game against a good opponent. It doesn't matter whether it's prime time or not. It's just a good team.
We flex out of it. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Exactly.
All right, next up for me, I'm going to go Grady Jarrett. 2.5 sacks yesterday for the Atlanta Falcons. 2 weeks to get ready for the game. A team that everyone had given up on. I was going to go Dan Quinn, but I want to go specifically with a player. But they rallied around this embattled coaching staff. They were fired up for the game. They were fired up to face the Saints. This one, I wasn't. We both picked the Saints to win straight up, but the Falcons to cover because we both had a feeling something was going to happen here. We didn't quite envision the upset.
No.
But we did envision that the spread was too big given the nature of this rivalry, and I wish I would have squeezed that feeling a little bit harder, but I still wouldn't have come to the point where I would have said the Falcons are going to win this game. They looked horrible all year.
Yeah.
And a game like that actually makes you say, it's like when a kid who's had straight D's finally shows up with straight A's on the report card. The first thing dad says is, where the hell was this?
Yeah.
All the other report cards. What are you doing? You're capable of doing it now. You've been capable of doing it later. The Falcons are capable of doing what they did. Let's see them do it more often.
Yeah, again, it was a shocking. You're right. I mean, it was just both sides of the ball. Atlanta ran the ball with some success on the Saints. The Saints defense couldn't get off the field. But I think the big thing.
You ever get straight A's in your life?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a few
grade
times
inflation.
actually. No,
millennial grade inflation.
My freshman year at Texas, I did. I got progressively worse from there.
Of course, you got the straight A's.
I did. I did. Shut your mouth. Okay? But
there's a tutor who was 6'5" with Gomer Pyle haircut.
Later on in college, I needed it. Okay, I was getting tutors for sure. But the other thing is, to your point with the Saints and common opponents, like the Falcons too. They're a defense that plays a lot of people at the line of scrimmage, and I'm just going to say this: I wonder, you take away the short passing game from the Saints. I'm just saying, I'm not sold that Drew Brees and the passing game can beat you deep down the field, just like we said at the end of last year. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Okay, Jamal Adams. That's who I'm going to go with. We haven't talked about this game and the Battle of New York, and I just got to give this guy credit. First off, he was the best player on the field yesterday.
By
New York
far.
Sunday. Yes, he was a game changer. 2 sacks, had a big 4th-and-1 tackle that stopped the Giants' drive. But this sack here was really a game changer. I mean,
he just took it.
Took it right out of his hands.
And Hollywood Henderson off of Terry Bradshaw in Super Bowl 13.
Yeah, and we kind of went into halftime with like, oh, okay, the Jets got up early, and the Giants kind of battled back at the end of the first half, and you went, ooh, the Giants kind of have control of this football game. They get the ball to start the second half, and then Jamal Adams blitzes, takes it right out of his hands, like you said, scores a touchdown. This, is the best safety in football, in my opinion. I think anybody that's watching football would certainly say he's one of the 2 or 3 best, but for me, he is number 1.
You can't even call it a fumble when that happens. It's like you have the ball, it's stolen.
It's just theft.
They
should
theft.
put just theft on the stat
larceny.
sheet. Yeah. But really great job by Jamal Adams.
Yeah, and look, I don't know how many games the Jets are going to win the rest of the way, and you got Sam Darnold and Jamal Adams both talking about playoffs, and I love that fire. I love that intensity, and I wouldn't expect anything but a belief that until you're mathematically eliminated, you still have a chance. But it's a game to build on.
Yeah,
right?
Daniel Jones, just to say, too, another 4-touchdown performance, no interceptions. I mean, he's answered the critics and more.
But I feel like the storm clouds are going to continue to gather around your guy, Pat Shurmur. You compare his record to Ben McAdoo. And John Mara, the co-owner of the Giants, was so upset yesterday in the locker room, he wouldn't even look at the reporters. That's not good for anybody.
Right.
So we're going to have to keep an eye on how the rest of the season unfolds for the
Stop stalling.
The New York Giants. All right, I'm stalling. I know. You're right. I'm filibustering here because I don't know who to pick next. There's a lot of different ways I can go. I got to go Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
Usually what happens with Coach of the Year is that it's the team entering the season that had the lowest expectations that are the most exceeded, and that coach becomes the Coach of the Year. Like, oh, we thought they were going to be 4-12. They ended up being 10-6. That guy's the Coach of the Year. Rarely do you get Coach of the Year consideration for how you deal with adversity that happens during the year. To lose your starting quarterback week 2, to be 0-3, and I was doing the calculation of, hey, this team hasn't had a record worse than 5 wins in 50 years, and they had their work cut out for them. And here they are, 5-1 over the last 6 games. It's amazing to bless you. It's amazing to see what they've done. Bless you again.
Thank you.
It's amazing to see what the Steelers have done. And Mike Tomlin is the guy who steadied the ship. Mike Tomlin is the guy who gets them to believe in themselves week in and week out. And that's why I believed yesterday they would win the game. It doesn't matter if James Conner plays. It doesn't matter if Juju Smith-Schuster's healthy. It doesn't matter if Mason Rudolph makes a mistake. None of that matters.
No.
What matters is this team believes. They are that
energy and toughness.
The sum of the, what is it? The sum of the parts greater than the. I never know.
I don't know either.
The whole is
don't
greater
ask
than the
me.
sum of the
You
parts.
know me. Don't ask me. I'm the wrong person.
Pandora's
to ask.
box. They opened Pandora's box.
She was in there. Yep. I mean,
all right.
yes.
So anyway, I got to give Mike Tomlin credit because he's the guy that is responsible for what the Steelers are doing.
One of the greatest leaders I have ever been around, Mike Tomlin. So I'm glad you're saying that. Nobody. He's one of the greatest speakers in front of the room, a bunch of players, whatever it may be. My experience around Mike Tomlin, his people skills and motivational skills are as good as anybody in football, and I will never back down from that. I saw it in person when I was in Tampa, and he was a DB coach.
The whole is greater than the sum of the parts.
Thank you very much. Brian Flores to second-year Mike Tomlin. I'm going to give him a little love, okay? You know, oh, they're tanking and all that. No, they're still fighting down there in Miami, and that's because their head coach is a fighter. That's what Brian Flores is. You know, he grew up in Brooklyn, New York, in a really bad section, Brownsville, right? Same area Mike Tyson grew up. Well, his team plays like that. Oh, yeah, we traded everybody away. Great, we're building for the future. Doesn't matter. I mean, they've shown here the last few weeks that they're not just going to be like a pushover completely. Barely lost to the Redskins. Barely lost to the Bills, had the Pittsburgh Steelers on the ropes, and now they've won 2 in a row, which I just got to give him a lot of credit. That staff coming from New England knew they wouldn't give up and knew they would continue to fight and game plan, and you know, they're going to be a pain in the butt for a lot of teams here down the stretch.
All right, we're going to get you ready for a huge Monday night game between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Before that, though, take a look at the draft because today, I'm sorry, Chris, all due respect.
What?
I whooped your butt.
You're wearing the jersey
Lamar
of the
Jackson,
guy I picked. Okay,
Grady
that's how
Jarrett,
awesome
Mike Tomlin are my picks. Yours are Kirk Cousins, Jamal Adams, and Brian Flores. I win, you lose. That's okay. You're used to it by now.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.